about as the format you want to complete something. Okay, like I am starting a document. I don't care is it completed or not. Like the checklist, my goal was to go through all the topics. Once the topics were completed, once the topic were completed, then I went back and then did the formatting, making sure the time new romans is there, or that is refactoring, मीनाकारी makeup. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay, G. Okay. Okay, Siddha. I'm not confident in model and theories. Revise it. You revise it. That's why I gave you the article. Na? Read it. Okay, read it again. G. Anyone else? Any question? Okay. Fiza, for the change request, let's me go.
Ankit Matching has
Yeah.
been.
Okay. Anyone has question? Raise your hand. So whenever a change request is requested in Agile, okay, the change request in Agile anytime it goes to product owner. All the changes goes to product owner. Product owner put in the product backlog. We reprioritize the product backlog by high value, high risk. Simple as that. Now it comes into product backlog and we will handle it in that way, like any requirement. Okay, that's agile and predictive or hybrid. Any change is requested anytime. A change is requested. A change goes to change log. Then it goes to project manager. He does the impact analysis about scope, schedule, cost. If he thinks it is not needed, he can reject it. He has authority, he can reject it. If he thinks, no, this change is needed, I need to have this change, he send it to the change control board. Okay. Change control board evaluate it according to the scope, schedule, cost, or whatever their decision is. And then they either approve or they reject it. Of course, the rejected changes will be handled according to communication management plan will communicate it. And then once it is approved, we will update our change log to communicate to them, change log and communicate them. I'll implement the change request, rebalance the project with the news, whatever the things are, and this keeps on happening. Okay, this keeps on happening. This is how you handle change request in both productive and agile. Clear to everybody? Okay. Now let's discuss the information radiators. So there are four information radiators that we normally use. Okay. There are four information radiators that we use. I'll send you this paper also. You can take a screenshot, but I'll send you this immediately after the class. Okay. Here you take a screenshot. Okay. So let's go with the burn down chart. Let's say on x-axis, I am putting days. So sprint, any sprint is like normally 10 days. Okay. So 2 weeks now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's say on x-axis I'm putting 100 story points or 100 story points. Now, if ideally, idle burn down chart will say that on 10th day, you are able to complete the entire work. On 10th day, you are able to complete entire work. That is ideal burn down chart. That is your ideal burn down. You can say that planned or ideal, whatever the word you like. Now, on day one, on day zero or day one, we are on schedule. We did not start it. On day two, let's say you are here. On day three, let's say you are here. On day four, let's say you are here. This is point A, this is point B, this is point C. Burn down or burn up chart shows you the progress. It's a progress sharing information radiator. It is graphical representation as well as graphical representation as well as graphical analysis charts. Okay, so it is representation as well as analysis chart. Now, I can measure at any time, am I ahead of schedule or behind schedule? So let's go with point A. Since you are on ideal, I would say this is on schedule. I will put it with a poker face. On schedule. It's not something to be happy or sad. On schedule. What about point B? What about point B? Am I on schedule or am I behind schedule? In order to understand, let's extrapolate point B. If I keep working on this, I need more time to complete. I need more time to complete, which means I am behind schedule. I made it a unhappy face for you so that you remember behind schedule. If I say on C point, on point C, if I, let's say point C is this, if I extrapolate it, I will be able to complete quickly, which means, which means it is ahead of schedule. I am happy ahead of schedule. Okay. Exam can ask you like at point A, at point B, at point C, where are you in schedule? Okay. At point A, at point B, at point C, where are you in schedule? Now, will you be able to answer it? Everyone, please, anyone has any question, ask me. This is your burn down chart. That's it. Okay. Only that is not needed. What I'm explaining, focus on that. So this is your burn down chart. So far clear? You want to take a picture? You can. Okay. This is, take a screenshot. This is your burn down chart. Okay. So now we'll go with the burn up chart. As the name says, burn up is exactly opposite of it. Okay. Burn up is exactly opposite of it. Since burn down shows how much work is remaining, right? Burn down is showing how much work is remaining. Burn up shows how much work is done. Okay? How much work is done. Okay? That is burn up chart. So just like the previous chart that we used, this is 100 story points. We need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So let's say this is planned work. Like you will be able to complete the entire work by that date. Okay. Whatever Bilal works for you, I'm okay with that. So now let's plot actual. On day 1, you are here. On day 2, let's call it A, you are here. Okay. On day 3, you are here. On day 4, you're again here. On day 5, you are here. Now you tell me, on point B, are we ahead of schedule or are we behind schedule? On point B, on point B, are we ahead of schedule or behind schedule? Simple. In order to check, make it yourself. Okay. So I plot it. If I keep on working in this pace, I will be able to complete more work. So this means it's good. Okay. Ahead of the schedule. What about C? What about C? C, you are on schedule. Okay. What about D? What about D? Now, if I work in this pace, you see here time is up, my work is not completed. I'll need more time. I am behind schedule. Burn up, burn down chart. Both are clear to everybody. Take a screenshot. Okay. I get a lot of time this question. Which one to use? Whichever you decide. What do you want to measure? Do you want to measure how much work is remaining? Or do you want to measure how much work is done? Your call. This is your thing. Whatever you want to measure. However you want to measure. I'm fine with that. Both are okay. Okay. Acha, if in this chart you see a strange line, the work is going down suddenly downside or upside. That is called spike. Sometime you will see a line. It can be in burn up, burn down. I'll make another one just to make sure this is planned. You are actually work. Okay. You are going this, and then you are going this, and suddenly you go up suddenly. Something like that, out of the way. That takes you out of the scope. So what has added here? What has happened here? Spike. It can be spike or scope creep. A sudden risk has happened that damaged your project, or customer has added user story. Both things means we will call them a scope creep or spike. Okay. Normally in exam, if you see a question, it will only ask you on schedule, behind schedule, but just to know that it is okay. Now, next question is about Kanban board or task board. Okay. By the way, Kanban board question come in the real exam. Okay. Some like near to that. So task board, it's a just simple status board. To do, in progress, testing, completed, accepted. You can put anything, whatever you want. It's a simple task board. Simple task board. Like just showing the status of the work, how the work is. Nothing fancy. You just want to show the status. Status of the board. Next is Kanban board. Kanban board, sorry, Kanban board identifies work in progress limit. Work in progress limit. Kanban board identifies your bottleneck. Okay. So let's say to do in progress, testing, completed, accepted. Okay. We set how much work we can do at one time. Work in progress and bottleneck. So let's say there are user stories here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, etc. I only have two people to work on one user story. Or let's say I have four people to work. I have three testers. Two people can check how much work is completed. Now, who set that this limit? Team set the limit. How do we set? We do a hit and trial. Our goal is to have a flow. Means work never stop. Slowly you are working it. It works. It works in a pull system. Okay. Work in a flow in pull system. Like one by one things are moved. So here it is 4. It means we'll pick the 4 user stories from there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 come, 2 come, 3 come, 4. I cannot put more than 4. Okay. Let's now I have 4 user story from your product backlog, let's say. How many user story can come here? 3. So let's say when you complete in progress is done, you want to test. So this goes, this goes, this goes. You can get 3 user stories here. And now you can put 3 more here, 3 more here. So far everyone is with me. Those 3 went to the next phase. Okay. Now let's say this is done, it goes there. This is done, it goes there. Now I can put more 2 user stories here if they are done. Okay, I can take more user story here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now here it can come. So one by one, we'll keep moving there. Keep moving into the flow. Let's say it is done. It moved here. One more user story can move. So one by one, we'll keep moving. Is this clear? Interestingly, at any time, let's say, now comes our twist here. Let's say you have here, there are 3 user stories, and here there are 1, 2, 3, 4 user story. One more user story is done. One more is done. Okay. And there are 3 user story which we are still working. So this becomes the bottleneck. Testing becomes the bottleneck. Anything that stops you, it becomes the bottleneck. Anything that stops you, it becomes the bottleneck of the project. Anything visa which has no buffer, that becomes your bottleneck. Okay. I'll show you one more question. How we remove bottlenecks, then we do retrospective. We see why this bottlenecks exist. We improve on it and keep improving. You see, the goal is, Ahmed, to build a flow that work never stops. Only McDonald's I know has achieved this thing because their burgers is built very quickly. Okay, at least they used to. Okay, now not that much. Build a flow into system. Okay, build a flow. Can we reduce? Yes, you can reduce. This is a hit and try. You can reduce one Qasim work in flow to increase other, increase that, to just see how the flow is built. Okay, we can keep working. So far, clear to everybody? Now let me show you the question that will come in the exam. Something like that. Okay. So let's say I'll do in progress testing completed. 4, 3, 3. I just put random numbers. Fazana Kani, which one is the question is which one is the bottleneck? What will be your answer?
Which one is the bottleneck? So we have 6 here. In
This is
progress, we
6,
can
4,
have
3,
4.
3. Which one is the bottleneck? A,
I think in progress.
B,
Reason,
C. Which one is the bottleneck?
I think A.
A. Okay.
Reason being,
Okay.
and yeah, reason being because in testing we can already have 3. So we already have 3 over there, right?
Okay.
And in progress we can have 4, but we
Okay.
cannot include the fourth one because the testing is already there 3. We cannot move on, like we cannot like pass the one from in progress to testing.
Okay. Akhil, what do you think?
I think
Oh,
it's in progress
Okay. Why do you think that?
because in testing you have three,
Okay.
which is getting circulated. In progress you can include four,
Hmm.
but you only have three
Okay.
because it because you already have three in testing, so you're not allowing it to progress.
Okay. Okay. Unati, what do you think?
I
Unati.
feel testing as sir, we have three in testing, and all three are filled, so we cannot move any more stories to testing. In progress, we still have one space, so we can move one story to in progress, but we cannot move to testing.
Okay. Thank you. Hania, what do you feel? Hania?
I think it's A in progress. Same reason. Like we can have four, we can have three, but we can have four, but it's three in prog.
Okay. Everyone who is saying A, you don't understand the meaning of bottleneck. The bottleneck means that stops your neck. That is a problem here. Fazan, that's a traffic block. That's a red area in your Google map that you cannot move. If you have breath of moving here, you can move. Still, one more user story can come. Here, you can move. Still, one more user story can come. Here, you cannot move. So that's your bottleneck. That needs to be worked on. That needs to be improved on. That needs to be get better at. Okay? Clear? Everyone is clear? Now put the answer in the chat box. What is bottleneck? Fazan, Hania, Onati, Akhil, what is the bottleneck? Put in the chat box now. Okay? So that's how you learn how to solve question answers, Salah, and that's is learning. I explained the topic a minute back. Immediately I give a question and 70% has wrong answer. That's okay. Don't get wrong in the exam. Get wrong now. Okay? It's okay. Don't get wrong in the exam. Something that stops you. Acha, one more thing in the information radiator, the term you may see as in your exam. Not in exam, but as a general. You see, the time the user story was requested to the time the user story gets completed. What accepted the entire journey is called lead time. The time the user story came to us and the time the story of the user story ends. It ends. It is called lead time. It's like what you went to the restaurant, you ordered, like today is a Saturday night. So you ordered, I want to have kebab. Now that's a normal restaurant. Okay. The time you ordered till the time you receive them, that's your lead time, total time. But chef does not start working on your kebab. If you go to a good restaurant, they already have order. That's the biggest paradox of the world. Those restaurants which are busy, we want to go to eat there. That's the interesting thing about human. We want to go to crowded places and then complain why it is crowded. Okay, so when the chef actually started working on your user story, actually started working on your kebab till you receive it, it is called cycle time. That is a real time that should be calculated. It is possible there are 200 kebabs order before you. It happens on weekend, na? Like you go to a restaurant, they already have other orders, right? They already have other orders. There's a clip from a McDonald's movie, Founder movie, where the person who actually took the McDonald's to the heights, he went to the McDonald's, the first branch, he ordered it, he immediately got his burger. And I said, what is
Immediately.
this? What is this? And he said, this is your order. I said, I just ordered it. I said, yes, now it's ready. Like their cycle time was so less, he got confused. Whereas they showed another restaurant where his cycle time was so high. Okay. So lead time and cycle time are important element to clear the exam. For example, when you come to my PMP training, you count the time from the day you enroll till you become PMP. If you are batch student, I count your day for batch 9 from Monday. From because the training will be completed tomorrow. You will be equipped tomorrow. That is my cycle time. Got it? Lead time and cycle, important terms to put in the context. Okay. So this will be your cycle time. And of course, cycle time is always less than lead time. Ji Adil.
Yeah, Amir bhai, can you go back to the question that you drew on the board? Like we identified, testing is the bottleneck over here, right? A lot of the times you get a question like, we move resource. So we are allowed to move resource in this from in progress because we have got four. We can move that into testing, right? Get it done, push it out, and
That we will do after the root cause analysis.
okay.
When we do, okay, we do not have our resources or the resource allocation is poor. You see, the purpose of the Kanban is that some places we have unnecessary extra resource and
Yeah.
some places we do not have a resource. Okay, we do not have a resource at all. And resource allocation, both in money, material, manpower, okay, all the resources is the real game of business, is the real game of project management, right? Anyone else? Okay, so that's your information radiator.